So all friends, welcome to my channel. I'm in coaching center. So today I'm going to explain the 6th standard English. First, Robin Hood and his merry men. So in my last video I was explaining Alan A. Dale. So here, so in last video I was explaining Alan A. Dale, who was his friend. So let us continue here. So there was a few moments in Alan's life, so he could not deny it. So his heart was being broken more than once. His heart was broken. Bright-eyed ladies remembered with sadness and longing in his songs and ballads. So he was remembering the ladies who broke his heart. Then Robin had welcomed Alan with open arms and a ready laugh. So he was with open hands and laugh. Robin had welcomed Alan. So not only all his men were generous-hearted. Some were unsure of Alan. So some were unsure that Alan's heart was broken. They were suspicious of his tall tales and foreign ways. So there was somewhere doubt they have. Oh, is he? Asked Will as he and Robin hunted the red. So, like that, the Will asked as the Robin and him were going to hunt red deer on the afternoon. So there was a thin rain drawing. There was a curtain of mist in the forest, like it was. Their forest home was suited him well, so Alan was living in a forest home. So in the evenings, after having the meals of vengeance, or we can say wild boar, the men would collect around a roaring fire in his heart of the forest. In his heart roaring fire, he was collecting some things. As the smoke and ash swirled in the firelight, the smoke was starting in the forest. Alan would sing off the dusty roads of Europe. So he was singing some song, some bad song, then some song in not correct tune. Of all dark synced women and of glittering buildings with domes and minarets. So the buildings were there with the domes and minarets. So Robin would lean forward. So Robin would go forward, and his eyes alight. So he was seeing. And Will Scarlet would sit in the shadow. So he was sitting there. So Firat Tuck would fall asleep with the firelight, making comic patterns across his round red face. So it was making a pattern. So he was sitting there only. Next. So what use is he? Grumbled Will to Robin. So what is use of he? He grumbled. So he wears no sword nor a sharp skin knife or at his belt neither. So he had no sword. So he will tell this own story. Then Robin replied with a smile. When you and I are dead, he says, when you and I are dead, old friends, people, they will speak of us because of him. They will speak of we both, Robin, he says. Next, Firat Tuck. So, next, he was emitting a half-hearted English form. So, it was a little bit warmth there. So, Firat Tuck edged his large bulk into a more comfortable position. So his large bulk he edged into a more comfortable position and said softly to himself. So he said softly to himself, it has been a disturbed night. So there was a disturbance in the whole night for him. So he threw some lamps of charcoal onto the brazier and watched them glow. He did many things. So they were disturbed whole night. So Robin was right, of course. Robin was telling right. He had spent the night within the city walls. So the boy had spent the night with the city walls. So there was no choice. He was having no choice. So the friar grinned at the top, and he was enjoying himself only. He says the friar was enjoying himself. So the friar had slapped his crow and habit for a filthy shirt, hose and cloak, and had sewn himself a leather patch of fit over one eye. So a leather patch he had. So he had joined a group of bakers the evening before, and he was having a warmly welcome into their company when he produced a flagon of ale from beneath his shabby wool cloak. So the group had sung themselves to sleep in the straw of the open stable yard. They sung to sleep. Then the watch has passed them by with a smile and a chuckle, so they were past that time. Next, there was a smell of horse and dung in the morning air. So there was a smell of horse dung in the morning air, and the clop of hoofs about the fair eyes. So because of fair ear, there was a clock whose sound the markers. So the fair hauled himself into a sitting position. So he was like into a sitting position only. Then he started about him and cried aloud. Then he started and he cried very much loudly and confused until he realized he had a patch over one eye. So he had until he realized that he was patch over one eye. He screamed. He talked loudly. The chargers varied, but several had deep chest and powerful drums. So they carried their gray colors. So the fair picked out a sleek by stallion and a strong chestnut mare and noted carefully where they were stable, where they are sitting. They noted them carefully. Next, the fairer remembered the day. So the fairer again remembered the day Sir Guy had come to the monastery. Sir Guy has come to the monastery on special business for King John. So for King John, Sir Guy has come to the city. He remembered. How could he forget that the fairer had warned about that they were putting themselves in danger, but outlaying Robin. So, but they were putting themselves in the danger, but also still Robin. The Ferrer had refused to retract his word, so he has refused to say his word. Abbott cursed him and sent him packing, so they cursed him and they sent him back. Next, leaves his holy place, you false and the traitorous men, screamed the Abbott. So he screamed like this, and then his two chins wobbling in a red fury, so he was very much angry. Then he stripped you of your position and authority. Do not show your face here again. So he calls him, do not show your face again. Then, so be it. If you can catch me, if it is possible to you, then try to catch me. Ferret was a merry man, so few had seen him glum. He had a rich store of amusing stories. So he has a very much stories the fair has, and he enjoyed telling it to the Robin across the river. Then his favorite tale was when several months after his dismissal from the abbey, after he was suspended, he was sent out. He came across two of the abbot monks reading through the forest. So the monks he found, they were reading to the forest. So Benedict sang the friend, well met, old friend. How about a silver coin for a starving brother? So he says, how about a silver coin for a starving brother? Alas, said the monks hanging their heads. So they said, alas, to the fair, we had not a penny between us. We were set upon earlier by a band of robbers who took everything we had. So the robbers stole the things they had, the monks had. If that is so, continue the prayer. If that is so, you can continue prayer. Then you had better come with me. Then you can better to come with me. For Robin Hood, who is a friend of the poor, will help you on your way. So the monk said, you can come with us to Robin Hood, they will help you. So the monks did not welcome that idea at all and were clearly nervous and frightened. So the monk did not welcome that idea. They were very much scared. The monks were scared, and so the friar pulled them off their horses. They pulled them off from their horses and took them by the scruff of the neck must pray to God that our money may be restored to us. So he says we must pray to God that our money may get back to us. So saying, he began to sing the prayer in the hearty voice. So he began to sing the prayer, and the monks could do nothing but join in. So the monks could not do anything. They had only option to join with him. Now said fair Tux, so he is the fair Tux again said, cheerful as ever. Let us see what heaven has sent us in answer to our prayers. Let us see, he says. But we have nothing. But they have nothing. The monk said, oh ye of a little faith, replied fair Tux. He replied, you have little bit faith. Let us turn out our pockets, he said. As the monks began to protest, fair Tux reached for his quarterstaff. He reached. Soon 600 pieces of gold were spilled across the roadway. So 600 pieces of gold were spilled. So, well now, observe the fair. God is good, and he has clearly rewarded us for our undying faith and purity of our heart. He has given us the treat. It is obvious that you both are deeply religious men, as indeed am I. So I am also deeply religious men, and you also. Now take you one gold piece each and go back to the about. You can go, as the monks did not have the money anyone stolen, so now you can take and you can go back. So the road in the forest of Sherwood, it was the road in the forest of Sherwood. So the monks clambered onto their horses and galloped away in a cloud of dust. So they ran their horse fastly and they gone. Then Fair took his hands on his large stomach. So, shut up, your face, drawled a toothless beggar lying spread-eagled in the straw beside him. The beggar suddenly scrambled to his feet. He scrambled his teeth. He yelled, Vasat. From under the straw he pulled out a small hatchet. Under the straw he pulled out. So little John. Next John. So at sunrise the city gates were unbarred and little John pushed forward with the rest of the crowd. He was pushed, a little John, a person, he was pushed out with a little crowd. So he wheeled a barrow containing a stool and a small trestle table and various implements. He saw various things. Then he made directly for the southwest corner of the yard. He gone. Then and there he set up his business. So then he gone to the southwest corner. Then he started his business. Then haircut he yield. So haircut he was seen. Next. So look smart about it, let's come and be shaved. Look your best there. Here is spring morning, so their best morning was there. So and little John had cut his own hair. So little John was cutting his own hair, trimmed his beard, and was unrecognizable. He became like unrecognizable. Shut with a cut down. And a cut down the side of his face was red and a cut down was there. And he was wearing a stained linen shirt with a frayed and leather jerkin he was wearing, and stout leathers and boots he was wearing. The John was wearing, and come on up, he shouted. So he shouted, come up. Oh, trust a barber will a scab. Yet right there, said the little John. You are shortest bastard, he said, the little John. So little John cast a quick glance around the market square. He saw there uh, who started their business, and he had a quick glance of the market. Then in the stables, the friar was patting down the horses. He was putting their horses over by the guardhouse. Much seemed to be asleep, so guardhouse seemed to be asleep. Across the yard, Alan Adele sat on the church steps playing his harp. So he started on the church step playing his harp. So John knew that Robin was standing in the shadows right behind Alan. He was standing in the shadows and dressed as a holy palmer. He dressed a monk returned from the crusaders. It made him smile. So a monk returned from the crusaders make him to smile. Next, sit down, Gilbert, he said with a wink. So sit down, Gilbert, he said with a little boy. I will just cover you with his cloth. Will I shave your bald birthday? So he said, will I start to shave you? Will I should you do the shave? Or what he said. So go carefully, John. It's a whiskers. I am here first. So go carefully, but do it slowly, John. He says. So Gibbet of the white hand sat down, and Little John threw a barber's cloth over his shoulder. So Little John threw the cloth on his shoulder and tying it around his neck, tying it to his neck. Then he started a sharpen a blade against a stone. He started next. The Gilbert grinned. It is true now, John. The story about you and Robin on the bridge. So the story you and Robin on the bridge, is it true? The falling across a stream. So it was like a tree trunk falling across a stream. We fought with staffs. I tumbled him into a water, right? So we fought with the staffs who were there. So I heard, cried Gilbert, and he swam beneath the trunk and showed you in as you was leaning over looking for him. So he says, your mouth, laugh, John, laugh. Yeah, know that and not their truth. Stories goes around, smiled Gibbet. Oh no, what a Little John said nothing, his eyes fixed upon the castle gates, and a soldier had appeared on the battlements, and a trumpet sounded. He lifted the barber cloth and passed Gilbert two sharp knives he gave to the Gilbert for the shave. So next year I will continue the Will Scarlet in my next video in the part 3. So till here I think you understand the Robin Hood and his merry men. So okay friends, like the video, comment on my video, and subscribe my channel and coaching center for more video. I will see in my next video explaining another chapter. Till then, take care, have a nice day, bye my dear friends.